to National Aeronautics Science Administration, also known as NASA, stated on their website on September 12, 2017 that 97% of climate scientists believe that climate change is real. Even though we don't notice the effects climate change has on Minnesota, it is happening. Climate change has affected Minnesota in many ways. Today I'll be talking about the effects climate change has on 1, the economy, the ecosystem, 2, the economy, and 3, the people that live in Minnesota. Now that I've talked to you about the main points, I will now move to my first point, which is the effects climate change has on the ecosystem. With increasing temperatures in Minnesota, it has caused a huge shift in the ecosystem, such as bugs and insects are living longer. Like deer ticks, they are becoming more active because they're more active in 45-degree weather or above. Also, with increasing temperature and humidity, mosquito season is also becoming longer. Since 2006, the average Minnesota mosquito season is 108 days long. With that, we could also see an increase in the Zika virus, which is a mosquito-transmitted virus. With increasing temperatures, which has created the lakes hotter, it has also become a danger for fish. According to Associated Press, a not-for-profit corporation, stated on their website on September 4th, 2013 that 37% of freshwater species are at risk of dying due to increase in CO2, which is carbon dioxide. Some species that will be affected by this are trout, Millie lakes, and lake herrings. Lake herrings population is decreasing due to the increase in temperatures in lakes. Lake herrings are found in 600 lakes in Minnesota. But if temperatures keep increasing in the lakes, we could only see them about 200 lakes in the future, out of the 600 they originally found in. Lake herring is the main food source for northern pikes and walleye, so with decreasing in lake herrings, we can also see a decrease in northern pikes and walleye. Now that I talked about the physical effects that climate change has on the ecosystem, I'll now talk about my second point, which is the effects climate change has on the economy, which is a non-physical thing. Minnesota is a very active outdoors state, so with increasing temperatures, some activities are cut short. So, fishing is a huge revenue for Minnesota. It's a $2.8 billion industry, and 1.5 million Minnesotans fish regularly every year. With shorter winter seasons, we've seen a decrease in snowmobiling, ice skiing, ice fishing, and snowboarding. A pro to having longer, warmer seasons, since the 20th century, growing season is 15 days longer. But in some parts of Minnesota, it's decreased. The production of soybeans and winter wheat has decreased. Now that I talked about the effects it has on the economy, I'll now talk about my third point, which is the effects it has on us, people that live in Minnesota. In the last 20 years, CO2, which is carbon dioxide, has increased by 25%, which has also created the algae season longer. According to Louis Zikas, plant psychologist and ecologist who works for the U.S. Department of Agriculture, which is an organization overlooking farming techniques, stated on Associated Press article in September 2015 that some plants and flowers are building various compounds, which is creating more pollen. In some parts of Minnesota, the algae season is 19 days over the national average. As I previously stated, ticks are becoming more active. Ticks were usually found in eastern Minnesota, but now with warmer seasons, they're being able to shift to the west. So now they're found all over Minnesota, which has created an increase in Lyme disease cases in Minnesota as well. Today I talked to you about the effects climate change has on the ecosystem, the economy, and the people that live in Minnesota. Climate change has affected Minnesota in many ways. As I once stated, NASA said that 97% of climate scientists believe that climate change is real. Now that I told you the effects that climate change has on Minnesota, do you believe that climate change is real? And if you do you believe that climate change is affecting Minnesota?